It literally just dawned on me that this shirt right here has made multiple appearances in Pat McGrath videos. I mean, because we all know she loves us some blushes, loves us some pinks. So, you know, a lot of times I just try to dress the part of whatever product I'm reviewing. And this always just kind of goes with the theme. So I was like, dog, this shirt has made a lot of appearances in Pat McGrath videos. But let's go ahead and get into the pieces that I picked up from the Love collection. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So I am here talking about one of my favorite brands, Pat McGrath Labs, and I'm talking about the two pieces that I picked up from the Love collection. So before I get carried away, let me go ahead and introduce myself. If you're new to this channel, welcome, and if you're older but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy, and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup, but please just call me Ash or Ashley. Now, Pat McGrath is one of my favorite brands, okay? And yes, lately we have been like, what's been happening? You know, the Lunar New Year collection, I don't think we were too happy. Oh, it was a lot of flack when it came to Star Wars. But I just got the little palette, so I'm satisfied with what I have. But this collection, when I did my Watch Before You Buy collection video, I felt happy about this collection. Yes, it's more roses, this is more pink blush colors, but it felt like a complete Pat McGrath collection, okay? And then there's a little something for everybody. So if you have never been here before, or maybe you just need a reminder, when it comes to collections, no matter if it's Pat McGrath or whoever, I only buy what I want to buy and what I feel inspired by and what I'm interested in. Now, later on, I might decide that I'm interested in something else, part of that collection, so I'll pick it up. But initially, I just buy whatever speaks to me. So in this particular collection, I actually bought what I said I was going to buy in the Watch Before You Buy collection video, which was the Velvet Liaison palette, and I bought one of the single shadows, or the liquid shadows, excuse me. So this came in about 8 different colors, but I picked up the color here that is called Twilight Platinum. And it is really pretty. So these actually retail for $29, and I don't think that's bad when it comes to a, you know, liquid eyeshadow product that's usually on par with most liquid eyeshadow products. You do have a nice doe foot applicator here, and you're able to apply the product really well. So like I said, it does come in about 8 different shades, and then it comes with, this is the packaging right here. And it's really cute. It follows along with the theme of the collection. It is 6.1 mLs or 0.2 fluoro ounces of this product. Now, just a few details about the actual liquid shadows, and I'm reading this from the Pat McGrath website. It says liquid shimmer shadow. It's supposed to be a creamy texture, which I can agree with, and I'm going to demo this for you later on. And it's ultra blendable. I do agree with that. Crease proof, smudge resistant, 10-hour wear or plus. And once again, it is 6.1 mLs or 0.2 fluoro ounces of the product. Now, when it comes to recommended use, she does recommend that you could wear it alone, or you can layer it with eyeshadow. I decided to layer it with eyeshadow. You can apply it directly to the eyelid using an applicator, which is what I did. You can blend color using finger or brush until desired effect is achieved. And for intensity, smooth and blend additional color and layers. And then you can use the applicator tip and apply to lash line for a perfect eyeliner look. And that does seem a little scary, but she does actually have a reel out right now on her website where she did that, and it turned out absolutely gorgeous. I think she was actually demoing this particular shade over the Permagel liner in Extreme Black right here. Now, I decided to pick up just one of the palettes right here, and this is Velvet Liaison. So this is the first time that she has given us all mattes, and I was like, oh, so pretty. And there aren't any repeat shades. Of course, there are some shades that can be duped, we know, okay? But I just feel like this is a perfect companion palette. The shades are so blendable. This is Pat McGrath. You know how it's going to get down. Now, one thing that is a little bit noticeable, if you haven't noticed, in this particular palette, we do not have lacquer. We have a hard cardboard that is glossy, so I'm actually okay with that because it kept the price point the same at $65. And of course, because I bought this on launch day, I was able to get 10% off of my order. You do have a mirror. I do still have the film on my mirror. And then we have the traditional where she started with just the opening closing of the particular palette. This is the spine. And then on the back, we have a little sticker that is pretty much flush. Not as flush as I would like it to be of the palette. And it just says Mothership Liaison. It talks about the weight, which is 6.6 grams or 0.23 ounces. We have the names of the shades. It says it's also distributed by McGrath Labs, LLC, New York, New York. And it's also good for 12 months once you open it. Of course, you keep it in a cool, dry area. It's going to be fine. I've had Motherships since it's been around since 2017, still working perfectly, okay? So I'm going to get into a demo of creating a look just using the eyeshadow palette alone, and then I'm going to get into this look right here, and we'll wrap up with some thoughts at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and jump on it. All right, let's go ahead and get started with this look. I have my eyebrows filled in using Old Faithful Goof Proof Pencil, shade 3.75 by Benefit Cosmetics. And for my eye primer, I went in with my MAC Pro Pot, MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in Contemplative State. So the lids are primed with that, and it's a perfect color. So I think I'm gonna do an all matte look. Not sure where we're going here, but yeah. Let's see. So let's see. First, I'm gonna jump in with Barely Veiled. It's just right here. And I'm just going to take this with a Sonia G Blender Pro, and I'm just going to, ooh, okay. Come on with the smoke. You know, Mama Pat, even when the shade looks like not really light. So this shade actually has a great deal of pigment and it's really pretty. So I'm just gonna buff that right across the transition area. I'm just gonna kind of keep it like right on the brow bone area just to kind of build up some depth. And then I think I should change brushes, because I want to see like variations of color. And sometimes if I don't, if you use the same brush, you're not gonna get that. So I am going to go in, let's see, okay, with this, I think, with, how do I want to do this? I don't even know, child. Let's see, I am going to take, I don't know if I want to do this shade or this shade. So we got Plum Provocateur and Voluptuous Rose. But then I want to use the mid-tone brown, Enamored, in the middle. Okay, let's do Plum Provocateur. I don't know. I'm like, which one's going to be deeper? I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna go in with this one and then we'll go with this one, okay? So I'm gonna take Voluptuous Rose. Maybe I should take that on the smaller brush, yeah. So I'm gonna go in with an A502 from the Angie Hot and Flashy collection with BK Beauty, and I'm just going to stamp that here. Ooh. Okay, this is pretty too. This does kind of remind me of a matte, I mean, I'm sure all the mattes can remind you of something in Mothership 10. So that is pretty. And now I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to wipe off that brush, and I'm probably building the wrong way, but whatever. Just going to go in with Plum Provocateur. And I'm just going to kind of take that on the outer V. And then when I clean it up, I will bring it up so it doesn't look like I'm sloping my eyelid down. But that's pretty as well. I'm just really having fun. And of course, gosh, the mattes, they're matting. Do you see this already? Matting. Now I'm going to go in with my Worker Pro, and I am going to take Midnight Mink right here, and I'm going to put that down below, and we're going to deepen up the outer corner with that. So really pretty, ooh, just deep deep chocolate brown. And I'm going to leave that with that Crumb Provocateur on the outside of it. And now I'm just going to fuse it out across the lid just a little bit. So there we go. So I wiped off my hot and flashy brush and I'm going to go back in with Voluptuous Rose. And I'm going to just blend a little bit more into the crease right here. And now just taking a flat shader brush, and this is a Chikuhodo GSN 09. I am going to jump in with Beige Bliss. So I think this is one of the lightest mattes we've ever actually had in a Pat McGrath palette. Ooh. And I'm just going to like blend that in on the lid, and then I'm going to go back and forth and kind of fuse the colors together. My gosh, it's actually really pretty. And to be honest, it's kind of a sloppy look, something I just threw together in just a moment, but it doesn't look bad at all. And I'm just going to touch up now with, what is this, Midnight Mink? It's looking good. Now let's just take a little bit more of Plum Provocateur and blend it in here. And I'm going to kind of take it up to the first shade. There we go. And voila, we got our first look. Well, basically, yeah, our look with this. So I'm going to do the other eye and I'll be right back. All right, I am back, and here is the look using Velvet Liaison. And ooh, she came out really, really pretty for me to just like throw this together. So this is like an hour, maybe an hour and a half later, because you know, my Costco order came, and then I don't know, you just get distracted. So really gorgeous. It took nothing to throw this look together, and it's kind of giving like IG baddie. You know how like they do like, oh, Instagram baddie makeup with the all mattes and stuff like that. So let's go over the face details. Everything is Pat McGrath. So I started off with my Sublime Skin Fetish primer right here. I was like, oh, she's almost gone. And I went ahead and used my foundation in the shade Medium Deep 22, along with my concealer in M20, and then I set the under eye with my powder in yellow. So yep. Then, because she hasn't given us bronzers yet, but maybe this year we'll get a bronzer. I don't know. So I went in with my bronzer by Mented Cosmetics, and this is the Vacay bronzer, and she's almost gone. So use that. And then for blush, I went in with my Night Bloom blush. And I really just kind of stuck with the purple side of it. This blush, one of my favorites. And then I took my Venus Nectar highlighter. I want to say this highlighter, I did something to it. So like the whole highlighter just kind of lifted out of the compact, kind of like my Golden Nectar one, but this is the more, rose gold one. And then I decided to do like a bolder lip because I hadn't done a bolder lip in such a long time, because the eye look is a little bit more subdued, and usually I got bright eye looks and everything going on. So this is Deep Orchid, and this is a MatteTrance, but I had a little bit of my Dior lip oil still like underneath. So that's why it looks a little bit like not matte, but here is the lipstick. I think this is like a re-promoted shade, like why it's in the special packaging, but I think this is like a normal lipstick that you can find. So that is the look. Oh, for my lashes, I went in with these Naked Lashes by Ardell, and they are style 424. So they're really cute because they're just kind of fluffy, fun, flirty. And they're more of a half lash, like, or a 3/4 lip lash, because they don't come in here, but they definitely stop here. So it's a little bit of a shorter lash. But The mattes, they were matting. I mean, when we talk about Pat McGrath, I mean, the mattes were gorgeous. And I think the selection that she has in here is really pretty too. And like I said, before, I just can't remember when I don't think she's ever given us a matte this light ever before. So of course I used it on the lid, and I like how everything came together. It's really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this off, and we're going to play with the liquid shadow, which is all the way over there. So I'll be back in just a moment. All right, I'm back and my eyelids are reprimed. So I'm gonna go back in with the Velvet Liaison palette just to set up our matte situation. And I did pick up the pewter shade. So I think for the mattes, I'm definitely going to start with Plum Regalia. And I'm gonna put that all over the crease and transition area. And then I'll probably go in with the dark brown shade that I think was called, what is it? Midnight Mink. Okay. So I love the names of Pat McGrath shadows, but I mean, like, honestly, can you even remember them? There's so many and they're like all so closely named, but this is applying really well. No complaints. I mean, but you, like with Pat McGrath, like you can't really be upset. Like, you know it's going to apply well unless she like shades us on the product. But the actual product, she has never shaded us on. You know, we might get sick of the color story or something like that, not be digging the collection, but you know it's going to look nice. Like, you know. I think there's only a couple products. Like, I think her first mascara, didn't really care for it. I think she knew that. That's why she got the Dark Star mascara. But the FetishEYES ones, that very first mascara, I was like, this is cool, but it's not like, you know, that great. Like, in the beginning, it was like, oh, this is good. But then you try to wear it more often, it was all right. You know? What else have I not really liked by Pat McGrath? Honestly, I can't think of anything else, really. But that's pretty. Nice and smoky. It's looking good. Blend it on in 2 seconds. So I'm going to take that same brush I had earlier, which was my Worker Pro. I'm going to go in with Midnight Mink, the dark brown shade. Just going to pat it on and join it with the Plum Regalia. And those two together just create a really nice smoke. Like, that brown is not even looking brown with that shade. It's giving, I don't know, it's just giving like pewter mixed with it. It's I like it. Oh, I haven't really cared for the Bridgerton palettes. Like, the colors are, I don't know. Like, the first one, the mattes are just not deep enough. It's like, what's happening, you know? So I got that all together. Once again, if I didn't mention, I did go ahead and prime my eyelids with the MAC Paint Pot. So, you know, priming to me is important no matter what you're doing, okay? So I got Twilight Platinum, which I was like, ooh, this is a pretty shade. So this is what we're looking like. Real gorgeous. I'm gonna do a little swatch right here. Ooh, just so you can see. I did see this Pat McGrath like reel today, and I probably should have had my brush that I was gonna blend this out with ready and on standby, but I did not. It's a little special that way. So I'm just gonna take this Morphe brush. This is a M167 because it's kind of flat like that. And this is pretty. I'm gonna blend it, pull it out some more. So it doesn't feel like too wet. With liquid shadows, I always just kind of work a little bit at a time. Yeah. That way it doesn't get out of control and you can kind of manipulate it. little by little, like on the edges, because you want it to fuse. You don't want it to just be like, oh, it's a block of shadow. And then I'll put some more other shadow right there in a moment. Ooh, so this is coming out pretty so far. And I'm just gonna go in with the corners. But I like the wand. The wand, yeah, you can turn it on the side and you can get a precise line. That's cool. That works. And I'm gonna dab just a tiny bit down there and fix it up here. Bring it over. So now we're like emulating a cut crease. It's opaque. So it's looking good. And it feels a little wet at the moment because I've added on more. But all that should calm down in a second. I'm just going to pat it out right there where I get the little lines. And there we go. Oh, that works. Okay. I'm happy with that looks. Really pretty. Okay, giving a lot of shine. I'm going to jump back into Velvet Liaison. I'm going to go back with a little bit more of the Midnight Mink. I'm just going to beef it up right there so we have a nice blend. And not to mention, right here is where I tend to kind of lose a little shadow sometimes. So that's pretty. And then, where's that Chikuhodo brush from earlier? Oh, okay. No, that's too big. That's too big. Oh, here's my flat definer brush. I'm gonna go in with the flat definer by Sonia G, and I'm gonna go in with my Beige Bliss as a little inner corner highlight. Just gonna tap a little bit, put a little bit right here. Oh yeah, that's nice how that kind of like fused together nicely. Okay, so that's what we're looking like. I'm gonna hook up the other side and I'll put some lashes on. All right, I am back, and here is the look using our liquid shadow, which is the shade Twilight Platinum. So I think the look came out really pretty. Like, I have no complaints. It looks good. It feels good. It doesn't feel wet anymore now that it's dried down. It doesn't feel heavy on the eyelids. Of course, you get a lot of shine. I can't tell you the longevity because I've only been wearing it for like 15 to 20 minutes. But I think it's really pretty, and it looks like a standard liquid eyeshadow. So hopefully we have Pat McGrath quality here. So I am going to wear this like out and about, not today, but I'm going to wear it before I come back with my palette ranking. Usually with palette rankings, I'll just include palettes, but I'm going to throw this in here so we know how it reacts. Once again, I did prime my eyelids, so I think it should hold up fine. But I think it's really pretty, and I just chose to get one color that really spoke to me, because sometimes liquid shadows, like I'll use them for a moment and then I'll forget about them. Like I have my Natasha Denona ones, and I used them quite a bit when I first got them, and now it's like they're in the drawer over there and they don't get touched. And it's not because I don't like them, but it's just like it's always so much stuff coming into my collection sometimes. Now this color is more of a kind of like night on the town color, but you can wear it, you know, you can wear it out. I don't think it would be an issue. I like how it went well with the mattes. It was very easy to mold, to shape. It didn't seem like to dry down too much. And you could mold it with the doe foot applicator that's included with it. Enough came out. Like I said, I like to kind of work in sections, especially, you know, this eye. I was like, okay, it's my first time using the product. How is it going to react? Is it going to be wet? Is it going to be sloppy? Is it going to be all over the place? But it wasn't that. And so this eye, I was actually to work a lot quicker because I just kind of knew how the product was going to perform. And like I said, like I didn't even barely need to use a brush to even blend it out on this side because I was just like, I kind of knew how to apply it. And like I said, to create this kind of like halo or no, cut crease, that's what word I'm looking for, like a cut crease effect. I didn't even use a brush, just used the applicator. So that is exciting. I did see a reel where she like put it over the black eyeliner like she usually does. Well, that's the blue one. Here's the black one right here. And that's what's on my waterline with the same lashes before. All the other makeup details are the same. And it blended out wonderfully. So I am excited to kind of like play around with this and everything like that. So, I'll keep you posted on this, but so far I do like the look. I like the smoke that we created with the Velvet Liaison palette. I think the two are a good fit in any basically color that you're going to pick up in these. So I don't think the price is too bad. It's $29. The price of the eyeshadow palette is pretty much standard across the board with all of her eyeshadow palettes. There are 6 pans. It is $65. We don't have the lacquer. We have the cardboard, but I think at this point it's probably a case of inflation, and if it was going to cost her more money to put the lacquer in this palette, you know what, just skip it, because I cannot pay any more money for this particular eyeshadow palette. Like, that's just where I'm at. You know, when it's like I want to do $65. So if you got to cut out some lacquer, I'm okay with that. It doesn't read cheap because I guess the cardboard is a little bit shinier versus dull. Maybe she's just kind of figuring all of that out, because I remember in the Bridgerton collection, the cardboard was very dull. I'll pull it out so you can see it. So I pulled out 2 palettes just so we can kind of reference. So this is one of the Bridgerton collabs. This is the second one, and this one has cardboard in it. And as you can see, it's a lot duller versus in appearance. And that was our second time seeing cardboard. And here is the Love collection. So it definitely is appearing a lot shinier and just helps with the overall aesthetic of the palette. So this is the Love palette. This is the Bridgerton one. And as you can see, I also pulled out the Rose Decadence palette. So the Rose Decadence palette, I want you to pay attention to the spines. They are definitely thicker because of the lacquer. So as you can see, this is the Rose Decadence. This is the Love Velvet Liaison. So definitely a lot thicker. You can see there. You can see here. That is definitely wider. And you do have, you know, lacquer in this palette, which is going to make it, you know, probably thicker in general because it's a lacquer versus a cardboard. So if we were to do a side-by-side comparison, give me a second, let me set it up so I don't drop nothing, because if you've never been here before, baby, I will drop some stuff. Okay, so this is the 2. So it kind of gives the same feel. So I'm okay with it because, like I said, I think with inflation, I mean, God, come on. Like, you know, stuff is just high for no reason at this point nowadays. I mean, it's like there's inflation and then there's price gouging. So I think she's just trying to keep it at the same price point that we would know and expect from the brand. But the products are just amazing. I think the eyeshadow palette is really beautiful. I was very much excited for this one. The collection, it feels Pat McGrath. You know, certain things are releasing in stages. So I know there's a lipstick that I'm interested in that's more of a nude lipstick. But I plan on picking that up when it comes out in February. The shadows, the liquid shadows are pretty. I just have, you know, the matte palette that interests me the most, because I've been waiting for, like, you know, everybody's like, oh, what if Pat McGrath did an all matte palette? Like, yes, that would be bomb. Like, I'm here for it. But I think this is great right here because I wouldn't want 10 of all type of brown plummy shades. You know what I mean? 6 right here is great. Now, I think it would be bomb if she did like a Sublime version with all colorful mattes. You know, I love those colorful mattes in the Nocturnal Nirvana palette. Maybe not so much the shimmers, but those colorful mattes, I'm here for it. So if she did a Nirvana version, ooh, in a 6 pan, I would be here for it. But different shades. I don't want the same shades, Pat. Different shades, okay? So with all of that being said, let me know what you think below. Like I said, I have a small part of the collection here, just the things that interest me. So let me know if you're into any of these products, or just, you know, at least here with the liquid shadow, you get to see how it looks, how it works, and whatever color you decide to get. Because You don't need all of them to see how it's going to look. But I do want to pick up, I want to say one of the other palettes, but I'm going to just kind of wait to see if I can get on a sale or something like that. Leave me a comment down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be soon. And subscribe to my channel because you know I would love to have you here at my little makeup family. And we are growing. So thank you, thank you, thank you to all the love and support. All of my new subscribers. If you don't know why we do the chair dance, because I haven't explained it in a long time. So hold on, let me readjust myself on my stool. Actually, the stool in this little filming situation has elevated the chair dance because I'm able to, like, you know, move a whole lot versus in my chair. But at the end of my very, very, very first YouTube video, and this was actually, it was on Pat McGrath, Mothership 5 when it first came out. At the end of the video, I was so happy that I was like, I did it, I did it. I filmed my first YouTube video, I did it. And then it has just elevated. So if you already know what time it is, it's time for the chair dance. Chair dance. Hey, 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 chair dance. Chair dance. Hey, hey, chair dance. Chair dance. Hey. All right, y'all. Bye.